Good evening, my name is Tony Burke, and tonight I'd like to talk to you about night jumps, specifically lighting and night jumps. Now, night jumps are one of my favorite types of skydives to do. I love the view, I love looking out amongst, looking down, seeing all the lights and so forth, and it's just a beautiful, gorgeous view, and it's one of my favorite types of skydives to do. I've done about 40 of them, including the world record 40-way in 2016 in Eloy. And through those jumps, I've learned a couple of things about lights that I think are important, and I'd like to share them with you. First of all, let's talk about what is required in a night jump. What are the legal requirements of a night jump in terms of lights? And that you go into the FAR, the FAA, FAR, Federal Aviation Regulation, which states that you have to have a light visible for 3 statute miles under canopy. Now, a common misconception is that light needs to be a strobe of some sort. That is not the case. It just has to be a light visible for 3 statute miles. In fact, in some places I think strobes are probably a bad idea, such as Texas, where you have a lot of these strobe lights on water towers and radio towers and so forth. Sometimes the white strobes will blend in with the other strobes that are on fixed buildings and so forth. So I tend to prefer constant lights. One type of light that I do not like in night jumps is the glow stick. I'll do a demonstration a little bit later on why that's the case, but generally speaking, they're not bright enough. They're certainly not 3 miles. And some places will have you have, some recommendations I've seen will have you have like a red one on your chest and a green one on your back. They're just not bright enough to see under canopy unless you're really close, unless you're probably too close for it to matter. So, while you can use them and they're fun and you can put them all over your jumpsuit and so forth, I don't like them for the legal requirements and I don't like them for canopy safety. And again, I'll show you why. But there are a couple of things, fairly inexpensive things that you can do to make yourself more visible under canopy, make things a little bit safer. The first thing I'm going to recommend is getting one of these LED lights. Now, this is a light designed for bikes. There's several different variations of it. It is a long string here of LED lights, and when you turn them on, they go pretty bright. Now this is 3 statute miles or more. If I'm wearing this when I leave the airplane, if you're on the ground and you look up and you look at the airplane, you actually see me. You actually see this leave the airplane. It's plenty bright enough to see that. So I tend to turn these on right at the door, and kind of warn everyone so that they're not looking directly at it. To ruin their night vision, but I haven't had any trouble with this with any of the other night jumps. And I found this is probably the best, easiest way to have good illumination at night under canopy, and this is certainly very visible when you're under canopy. When other people wear this, I can see them and they can see me, and that's generally what you want under night flying parachutes. This is about $12 to $15. You can get these on Amazon. There's a couple different variations of them. It's about 6 to 7 feet of these LEDs. And what I do is I wrap them around my right or my left leg, typically my left leg, and then I'll tape this to my leg and the buttons on here so I can turn it on at the door. It's cool to see this falling through the sky. They're available in multiple colors. The colors that I find are the most useful for identifying yourself to other canopies is white, blue, green, and purple. Red tends to blend a little bit more in with the night sky or any of the lights that you see on the bottom, so it's not as visible. So blue especially is not a common color you'll see at night. So blue is pretty good, or white. Or you mix them up. You don't have to use just one. You can put a bunch of these on you. Of course, it's always a good idea if you're going to light yourself up to make sure a rigger takes a look at, or an instructor takes a look at your gear. Make sure there's not any potential snag hazards or anything that will interfere with your deployment of your main or your reserve. But you can put this on your leg strap or on your leg pretty easily, and it'll be well clear of anything. So again, about $12, $15. I got this off of Amazon Prime. I think it was $12. So I'll put a link underneath the video to if you want to pick up one of these. And like I said, there's a couple different variations of them. So any of them will work. It works off of, I think this particular unit works off of 3 AA batteries, so pretty easy to find. And they last a long time because they're LEDs. The second recommendation is to get in addition to this light here, is to get just a cheap drugstore, gas station flashlight, something about this size. What you do is you will take some gaffer's tape, and I'll tell you why I say gaffer's tape in a minute, and you tape it to the back of your helmet pointing upwards. So you take a look at, that's what it'll look like, put it on there, and tape it to the back of your helmet. What that does is when you open up, you can reach back and turn it on. So it's pretty easy to reach the back of your head, turn it on, and this will shine up into your canopy. And what that will do is it will reflect off the canopy and make your canopy glow, unless your canopy is black, which in that case you probably won't do much. But if your canopy is any of the other colors, it should make it look like it's glowing, provide some luminescence, and that will make your canopy visible to the other canopies in the sky. So a quick, easy $2, $3, whatever these cost, or not very much, to illuminate your canopy. You can also use it to check for tears and so forth, but generally speaking, I've found on night jumps they're done on full moons or near full moons, and if you look up, you'll actually be able to see your canopy pretty well once your eyes have adjusted. So 2 lights so far. We've got the LED lights, and we've got the flashlight that will illuminate on your canopy. And then finally, the back of the headlight, I forget where I picked that up from. These I kind of found myself. I was able to experiment with the different types of lights, EL wire, EL tape, and some other cool stuff that are great too as well. But I find this is the sturdiest and lasts the longest. This one will last probably about 4 or 5 night jumps, maybe more. The other light, and this was a recommendation when we did the night record. Steve Woodford, I'm not sure where it came from. Steve Woodford is the one who had everyone get these. He was the organizer of the night record, and he said, and the idea for this is to put this on your chest strap, and some sort of glowing, flashing red light, and that will make it so that if you have it on your chest strap and you see a flashing red light, you know that there's another canopy coming towards you. If you don't see it, then generally speaking, that means someone's going away from you. At least you're not in potential collision. So those 3 lights, you can get these for about $10. Any sort of bike light will work in this case. This one was made by Schwinn. I think this was $12. I got it on Amazon. I'll put this in the show notes as well, or in the video notes. Anyway, so these 3 lights will make yourself be very, very visible. Especially just this little one right here. This is probably the cheapest, biggest bang for the buck. These look really cool, and they're also very safe in terms of making yourself visible. And of course, this is a good idea too. If you're going to tape things to your gear, I would recommend getting a roll of gaffer's tape. Gaffer's tape has the unique property of not leaving the kind of sticky residue you can get from something like duct tape. Now, duct tape works fine. Duct tape, of course, is great for just about everything, but it does tend to leave a sticky residue that you have to clean off and just make your gear not look as good. Gaffer's tape is a little bit more expensive. If you get it at a drugstore or you get it at a hardware store, this roll will be about 20 bucks. I got it for about 10 bucks on Amazon Prime. Again, I'll put some links in the video. And you can use that to tape your flashlight to your helmet, and then tape the lights to your legs, and then possibly to your chest strap. If this one actually has a nice little rubber thing that can, under tension, will stay on pretty well, but I still put some gaffer's tape on there just to make sure it stays. And you're not limited by these lights. There's no limit on the kind of lights you can have. Be courteous of the other jumpers in the airplane, of course, so don't have something so bright that it's going to ruin everyone's night vision on the airplane. Turn it on at the door, or turn it on under canopy. Here's an example of something creative that you can use. This is, I think, probably 15, 20 bucks. It's a ribbon of LED lights, and you hook it up to a power source, so you can see it glows pretty bright. And you wrap this around your leg, or put it on, sew it to some fabric, and make a little thing that you can attach to your leg or to your arm or something, or even sew it into your jumpsuit if you're handy with a sewing machine. There's all sorts of cool things you can do that, one, look cool, and two, was going to make you safer under canopy because everyone can see you. So So anyway, those are my recommendations for night jumps. It's what I wear when I jump at night, and I hope people take this and maybe improve upon it. If you do, let me know, and I'll try to spread the word. So hope this helps, and stay safe and have fun. Thank you.